What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are going to be joined first by CJ Alberts from Sonny's Book Truck, which I don't think it's a truck anymore.
It's a building now.
Yeah, I think they're, well,
Downtown.
I don't think, yeah, they're like out of building. I wonder what they did with the truck. I'm going to ask CJ what she did with it.
Okay.
Maybe she had Chris help her move it. I don't know, because Chris Ramirez is going to be joining us afterwards from Watch Us Move.
Yep.
So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM.
And streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. And you can stream right now on the Border Radio Facebook page and KAWC YouTube page, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering solutions for those who value financial planning. YIVWM.com.
Chili from Philly, new Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome to another episode of what I'm going to scoot my chair down right here while I say this right there. Okay, I look better in the camera now. Welcome to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie, and my chair is just fine.
Is it just fine?
I don't know. I can't see myself. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
wait. Am I a little...
Yeah. But
We're a mess.
yeah, it's like a Monday again because we took yesterday off. You know what I mean?
So our brains are fried.
And before we got in here, where CJ's sitting, the governor was here.
Whoa, big energy. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So she has some big shoes to fill.
She's like,
Poor
wow.
CJ. And I'm talking about CJ from Sonny's Book Truck
/ now building.
/ now building. Is that what we're going with?
Sure. I like to say Sonny's bookstore. I think it's all encompassing.
Okay.
But whatever you need to do.
Okay, well, yeah, because that makes sense because you're a store now.
That's correct.
But was it it was Book Truck at one point, right?
It was. It's true.
Okay, so I got that much right.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So you have a bookstore here, but like we like to do with all of our guests, we want to get to know you a little bit more. Are you originally from Yuma?
Yeah, I lived here from 5th grade up until I graduated from high school. So I claim it. I claim that I'm a human.
Okay. So you're here, and so.
Well, where are you originally from? Where were you born?
Florida.
Florida.
Mhm.
Wow.
How long in Florida?
0 to 5th grade, whatever that time frame is.
Yeah,
12 years ish.
Okay. So
then
did
you migrated here.
Did you like
Yes.
Florida?
Yeah, I love Florida. I think it's a weird, special place.
What's weird about it?
Yeah, I want to know.
Everything. The landscape, it's a sinking swamp. You know, the Florida man story is it's everything that you see in the news and
Whoa.
more.
So hold on.
I don't know any stories.
The Florida man stories.
Yeah.
Those are real stories.
Yeah, you know, in the news, the headlines you see, it's like Florida man convicted of X, Y, and Z. That's real. Those are my people.
Yeah.
What?
And so I want to talk about that real quick, if that's
Sure,
okay. Is
of
that all right?
course.
So when in radio, we
Okay.
would get like these prep sheets
Mhm.
to like something to talk about throughout the day, and so all this weird stuff would be just out of Florida, right? So all the really weird stories, like a man robs a Circle K naked,
Mhm.
riding an alligator, and it's Florida. Right. So then it became this whole thing where, that was a Florida man story because
Wow.
how you could even tell the whole story. And then you could guess where that was at.
Florida.
Florida.
I've never
right?
heard of this.
And I don't know
Wow.
if it's the heat, the humidity, the fact that it's a sinking swamp. But yeah, there's always something about Florida.
There's something in the
and
water
yeah,
out
and
there.
you could kind of guess that's where it goes. But okay, so you were there for a while, and then you came to Yuma at 12.
Yeah. My mom lives here, so
Okay.
did the divorced parents booted to the other side of the country?
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you turn 12, and it's like out of here. That's enough
Exactly.
sass out of you, young
Oh,
lady.
exactly.
Is that why you have a gator tattooed on your arm
It
for
is.
Florida? I
It
love
is.
that.
You got to rep.
You gotta rep the
That-
state.
that's
So you come here. Where'd you go to school?
I went to high school in Gila Ridge. I was the first graduating class.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
okay.
Not
special.
to brag.
That's special.
Yeah.
It was something. It's weird to go to a high school and inherit none of the camaraderie or school spirit. And
Yeah.
none of that existed. We were just like, okay,
We're
there's no
newbies.
upperclassmen. It was very bizarre.
So,
Isn't
wow.
that crazy?
yes.
Yeah, my son's graduating class from Woodard. Like if he had gone out to Somerton or wherever the new high school is out there, he would have been the graduating class too. But
Yep.
so yeah, but it was quiet, small.
Yeah, I think there was 500 kids in our first
Wow.
class, and it just kept growing, obviously,
Mhm.
as new fresh meat came into
Yeah,
the population.
I get, that's one word to call it. Yeah.
The newbies.
Yeah, the newbies. And did you haze them? And I'm just kidding. It's like, this is
too nice. Yeah.
This is what goes down at Gila Ridge, guys. We're gonna jump you today, and you're gonna have to roll down in a barrel down this hill or something.
Oh, that would be
you know?
horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not quite.
No, okay.
Not
Well,
quite.
that's not fun then.
So what happened after high school? What did you want to do?
I think a lot of young people who grew up in Yuma wanted to get very far away from here.
Okay.
And to do that, I went to art school in Portland, Oregon, where I
Wow.
lived for the last 11 years until I came back to Yuma around 2 years ago.
Okay, so it was art always a part of your existence?
Yeah, I loved photography growing up.
Mhm.
All of my boyfriends were in bands, so that was my way of interacting with the music scene, was taking pictures of said bands.
So they were in bands, like what kind of bands?
Some really terrible screamo rock.
Wow, wait
Emo,
a
screamo.
minute. Why are they terrible?
Because they didn't make it.
Yeah, I think they didn't make it for a reason. It was cute. It was cute and earnest and fun at the time.
And
Yeah.
where's this at? Where are these boyfriends? Is this here in Yuma or is this?
This was here in Yuma.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
wow.
Yuma.
Wait, can you just name some of the bands real quick?
Oh my God, this is.
Do you know any of
It's
them?
okay to be
Yeah.
embarrassed.
Yes. Okay.
Burn the Sea,
Burn the Sea. Okay, that's okay.
March of the Ents, as in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, March of the Ents.
I think those were the main two.
Oh, those are the main
I
two.
love
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's the
so-
reason she said they're bad.
Yeah, so maybe I might have.
I've never actually heard of them, and I was into all that type of music in high school too.
Yes,
Yeah.
they didn't make it very far. There was no recordings, no physical
Okay.
recordings. It was
Just for
more like
fun.
at the Kennedy Skate Park, Prison Hill, doing
Gotcha.
shows with
Small
their
band
friends.
shows, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
So what were your boyfriends, the singers, drummers?
One was the screamer,
Yeah.
That was his only role.
Yeah.
and then another
That's
was
a very
guitarist.
important
It
role
is,
in a
it
screamo
is,
band.
it
The
is.
screamer
Sacrificed
is
his
a
vocal
very, very.
cords.
Yes, but I have no musical inclination, but wanted to be in the know and close to the friend group what they were doing. So I picked up a camera and did some terrible photography.
Okay, so terrible band, terrible photography.
Yes.
It's a match made in heaven,
It
right?
truly was. It was a vibe at the time.
Yeah, they got the whole vibe going on. It's how you get close to the boys over there, and then
Yeah,
it's
right.
like, ooh, he's cute. That screamer. Look at how he just lets it go.
100%.
Spits
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So then you move. Where'd you go to
moved.
art school?
I went to Pacific Northwest College of Art, which is
Okay.
now defunct. We lost our funding, not to
Did
brag.
you?
But it was a really cool, tiny liberal arts school. There
Mhm.
was 11 people in my graduating class in my program, in
Really?
my photography program, and it was incredible. It was some of the best teachers, and
Because it's so
hyper-specific.
small.
Mhm.
Like you could
So,
really
like,
get
intimate
attention.
then.
That's awesome.
super
Yeah, you-
intimate. It was lovely.
So, photographer, then you started to take good pictures?
I think so.
Okay.
They were more informed, more had something to say instead of just documenting
Like
boys I had a crush on.
and then you
know?
use like what is it like? One thing I learned in I think it was my senior year at COFA photography, the rule of thirds or
Yes,
something.
classic.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I remember.
I've
the
heard of it. What
rule
is
of
it?
thirds. Let the expert explain.
You basically look at your viewfinder or the field of vision that you're framing something around, and you want each third to be accounted for or spoken for in
Like
some
meaningful.
way.
Mhm.
Not
Kind of.
It's like a way to compose a shot to make
Hmm.
sure it feels balanced.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want
'cause
to be
I like that.
intentional about either if something's occupying that space or not occupying
yes,
it.
yeah, you got to be
I like it.
aware of everything that's in each third. Because if you don't, then you take terrible pictures of
Like she
terrible
did.
emo bands.
Mhm.
Right? Yeah, but that's the one thing I learned. So, okay, so you're doing photography, and was the love of reading and books always somewhere there, or?
Yeah, totally. I'm an only child, so that's definitely how my parents occupied me when I
Mhm.
was young.
Go
They
read.
would-
Gotcha.
Yeah, trips to the bookstore were always on them. They never said no to buying me books, which I think is a great parent hack
Uh-huh.
if you want your kid
Yeah,
to be a reader.
absolutely.
Agreed.
And it's always been a huge part of my life and my hobbies, really. And didn't really play into anything I was doing in college. I was interested in art books and photography
Mhm.
monographs and kind of more curatorial ways to tell a story through imagery.
Mhm.
But more narrative fiction books were always just something I did on the side. But
So what-
I've always loved reading.
Okay, so what are some of your favorite books?
My favorite book of all time is Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. I think
Okay.
it's a perfect novel in every way, and she's a legend, and we are so grateful to have been alive during the same time she was.
Okay, so what is that? What's that book about? Because I know that's like a whole book in the Bible or something, the Song of Solomon. I don't know if you.
Yeah, she uses a lot of religious framework and imagery
Mhm.
in her fiction writing.
Mhm.
It's essentially about the quest for freedom and a man trying to fly. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
think I don't want to say more than
Yeah,
that.
we don't have to ruin the book for if anybody
Totally.
wants, but a guy tries to fly. That's cool.
Yeah, it's really special.
Mhm.
I like it.
So reading, you kind of gravitated towards that because it was like do that or just be bored at home because
Because you have no siblings.
no, nobody to play with or hit or blame things on.
Definitely hit.
Right? Yeah, right. There's a lot of hitting that goes on with siblings. If you
And like
you,
for no reason.
you missed that whole thing with the
It's
why
insane.
did you just hit me? You know?
Yes.
but
I'm like, I tell one of my kids, go to the kitchen, grab me something, and on the way they like punch their sister. I'm like, why? Why would you do that?
It's their job.
yeah, that's a whole thing that you missed out on. But so books. So did like the books speak to you? Like what was it? Was it like an escape? One of my favorite movies of all time is The Never-Ending Story.
Oh my god, I love
about
that.
a book. But it's literally probably my favorite. And because books can be that escape.
Mm-hmm.
Was that for you?
Yeah, I think so. It's a way to experience other lives that aren't your own. It's a way
Yeah.
to like connect with maybe scarier emotions that you're going
Mhm.
through. And it's just like
Ooh.
fun. Like
Yeah.
I think when you read, I'm like a very hyper visual reader. So
Okay.
it's like a movie is playing
You
out.
see it.
Very
See
cool.
it, see it 100%. And that's a fun experience to have as a person, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, my family reads a lot, like my mom and my sisters and stuff. I feel like I just don't have the time, but I wish that I
Mhm.
could.
Yeah.
You know, I used to read a lot too as
Yeah.
a kid. And now I'm like, no,
Do you do audiobooks?
no, I don't do any books.
Yeah. I feel like when people say they don't have time to read, audiobooks are a real game
Yeah, I do
Okay.
audiobooks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like my Audible is crazy. It's yeah.
It's jam packed.
Oh yeah, there's so much in there. But I do audiobooks because I drive a lot and I have to go to
Yeah.
meetings.
And I'm
so-
always listening to like podcasts.
No,
you know,
yeah,
like
podcasts are good too.
yeah. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna try more audiobooks.
Yeah, I got to put you onto Libro FM though. It's a Audible alternative
Okay.
that supports your local indie bookstore
Oh.
instead of Amazon.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I
We
have to
love.
check that out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah, you
I
have
will.
to let me know before we get
Before
out
you
of here.
leave.
And then that's that's a way to consume too, right?
Mhm.
Through audio. Like
Totally.
don't be ashamed,
Not
right?
at all.
Because it
I'm
does
super
still
ashamed.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Because I've really been helped. I do a lot of like psychology, sociology, stuff like that. I guess for lack of a better word, self-help, which
Yeah.
your mom might know a lot about that stuff.
Yeah.
She helps a lot.
Yeah, but I do that, and I get it through Audible, and
Yeah.
it helps. But I used to be a big reader.
Me
I just
too.
don't have that time
Yeah.
anymore. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ronnie said,
Like to
it's
sit
very
down and make that time. It's extremely hard.
it's
Yeah.
very difficult.
Maybe
so-
we could try like 5 minutes.
I
Yeah.
believe in you. I believe in you.
Yeah, okay.
It's a habit. It's a muscle you have to
It
work.
is a muscle.
So true.
Mhm.
It
Like
is
we'll
a-
put the phone down, Johnny. We'll
And
do
that's
it
the
together.
problem.
Yeah, and
What?
then pick up the book.
Last night I stayed up late watching clips of podcasts like that. That's what I did, and I'm like, damn, it's 11 something. Like
I gotta go to bed.
but they were really good podcasts. So
You're
Danny
just getting ideas for the
I was
show.
watching all these interviews with Danny Elfman.
Ooh,
if
I
you know
love
who
him.
that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Like how could I go to sleep like listening to all that, just absorbing the
Yeah.
genius of Danny Elfman.
And that's
it's
what
like-
the algorithm's
That's what
designed
it
to
does.
do.
It's like, oh, I wish I was him. Like how did he come up with that? The
I
Beetlejuice
know.
music and the Batman, and
He's
anyway.
a genius.
Yeah, absolute genius. So
Okay.
that's what I was doing last night. But right
Gotcha.
now I'm hosting a show. So let's bring it back
Let's
to
bring
here.
it back to our guest.
Yeah. Okay. So we know photography. We know that
Books.
books are a
Yeah.
part of it. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to find out how you open your first bookstore. And I believe it was a truck.
Mhm.
We got that right.
Yep.
And it was in Oregon,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
That's where you're doing it? Okay, we're going to do that
Wow.
after the break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma and Imperial Valley Wealth Management, offering listeners a one-on-one, no-obligation consultation to review their current financial affairs and provide strategies for meeting future goals. More at yivwm.com. Investment advisory services offered through CWM LLC and SEC registered investment advisor.
Good morning. This is Cecilia Hollins Braithwaite from the KWC Newsroom. In Arizona, keeping the lights and air conditioning running is not optional, and it is getting more expensive to do so. You can join the Arizona Public Interest Research Group, or Arizona PIRG, along with KAWC for a community town hall on rising utility rates this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. at the Yuma Main Library. Share your story, ask your questions, and make your voice heard.
I'm Maria Hinojosa. Next time on Latino USA, the star of the HBO It Show of the Moment, Task. Raul Castillo joins me for guacamole and totopos. And I just need to add some. And then you're going to give me the taste test.
Yes.
And you have to just be honest.
Amazing.
That's next time on Latino USA.
Latino USA airs on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here talking to CJ Alberts about her bookstore. And before we get into that, I found out Cindy's watching. That's what Ronnie said.
Yes,
so,
her mom.
Shout out to Cindy, her
R.
mom.
Hi, Cindy.
Say Cindy
Hi,
R. How do you?
Cindy.
I forget how to say the last
How do
name
you-
R.
Cindy Rosandich, a rose in the sand
I
by
have-
a ditch.
Rosandich.
I've
What's
never
up,
said
Cindy?
it. For 11 years, I've said it wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, I just have never said it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
was
say R.
when I met her, I was just like, yeah, okay, Cindy, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
literally my
you're Cindy
phone-
like Madonna,
Yeah.
only you have one name.
In my phone,
That's
she's
it.
Cindy R.
Yes.
Yeah,
Shout out to Cindy. Shout out to Laser Gals.
Laser
Go get
Gals,
facials.
yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah,
We love you, Cindy.
yeah, absolutely. So thank you for watching, Cindy.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so we kind of left, and so you're in Oregon. You're doing the photography thing,
Mhm.
and so how did the book thing happen? Was it like you saw a need? There was a need for something, or
It was actually during the pandemic. I have very few friends in real life who love to read, which is pretty sad as someone who would talk
Yeah.
about books all day long. And we were isolated in our houses. I was consuming a lot of book media. This is kind of when Book Talk was starting, Book TikTok, and also BookTube, Book YouTube.
Wow.
And I threw my ring into the hat and started a YouTube channel.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I must admit. And that got me so many fabulous lifelong friendships out of
Wow.
it, based in a shared love of reading, people who, I would
So
go
what
on
would you
to-
do on your what was it called first?
CJ reads.
CJ Reed. So would you read to people?
I would not read to people. I would review books and
Ah.
kind
Oh,
of
okay.
document my reading life.
So it wasn't like CJ reads, like you're going to get read to.
Right.
You're just saying, hey, I read.
I do be reading.
I do be reading.
I do read.
I do read.
I do have eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of sparked a larger investment into the literary community.
Yeah.
Portland is a tremendously bookish town. They have Pals, which
Well,
is
it's
the
a very
largest-
artistic town.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they have a thriving bookstore culture there and a
Wow.
lot of literary events.
Mhm.
And I kind of always in the back of my head had a dream to start a bookstore, but obviously that's a huge financial
Yeah.
thing to take
Yeah.
on. Not famously a lucrative business by any means.
Correct. Yeah.
And didn't really want to uproot my life at that moment to kind of open a bookstore in a town that already had so many fabulous ones.
Yeah.
But I did see a need for a more mobile operation for all these pop-ups and pop-up culture that
Oh, so the pop-up events.
Like
Yeah.
the
Stuff
art,
like that.
maybe
Oh,
like
okay.
pop-up art events, and you'd go
Totally.
and park your truck and say, "Read a book."
yes, and there were many of those in Portland, and
Oh,
I
okay.
thought a tiny little mobile bookstore would be so cute.
That is a good idea. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, that's a great idea.
And that's kind of how the truck started. It also was like within my means, it was,
Yeah.
a few $1,000 investment versus, 75.
Yes.
And a
How
low
did you
risk
find
way.
your truck?
Yeah, that's how'd you find it? What
Yeah. So I was really inspired by like these Italian scooters that were converted into mobile libraries. Mobile
Oh.
book selling has like a really rich history in America. You might remember like the book buses of your childhood where the library would come to you or come to school
Mhm.
functions or programs.
Hmm.
But in Europe, they're doing it in a cuter way. And they had like these really cute transformed Vespas. And I was like, how could I do that? How could I start as
Mhm.
small as I can? I don't want a full school bus. That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
And Portland has a really strong Japanese car culture.
Mhm.
So there was like a Japanese import lot down the street from us, and they have like really cool camper vans. They have really cool mini K trucks, which is what our bookmobile started out as. It's a little Japanese farm truck. They're really tiny. I mean, they look like a tiny clown car, and they're cheap. They're like $3,000 at the time, which is wild.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I know. And like a great condition, tiny truck that we could kind of customize and do whatever we want with. So that's how she came to be.
So cool. So you went in, you had your $3,000, you bought it, but you had to have like a vision. Did you paint it? How'd you do like any work to it so it can hold the books?
Yeah, my husband's a carpenter, which is
incredibly
ding, ding, ding.
I know.
He's not a screamo singer, so he's a
not,
carpenter.
no.
He actually does something for a living.
Really changed your type.
I know. He got a real job. I mean, he was in a band. So it's always
he
there.
grew up.
But he grew up.
He grew up.
Exactly.
I'm joking to everybody that's in a
Kiki.
band.
His name's
Like,
Kiki.
yeah.
Yes, his name's Kiki.
Yeah.
I kind of just like gave him a terrible drawing on the back of a napkin, and he built this really cool
Wow.
custom shelving with like storage in the back.
That's awesome.
We painted the truck yellow because at the time we were living in gray, terrible, depressing Portland,
Mhm.
and I thought it would be very cute to see a little happy sunshine yellow.
Oh, I
around
like
the
that.
corner.
That's cool.
So he customized
cool.
it. You guys
Mhm.
painted it, and is that how Sunny's came? The name?
Yeah, I
So-
mean, at the time it was in Portland, and I felt like it was more different. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now moving back to Yuma, everything is called Sun something.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like,
That's
"Ugh."
true.
But at
Wow.
the time, she was standing out in a good
in
way.
Portland, where there's no sun, and
Yeah.
I had a friend move up there once, and
Mhm.
he came back, and I was like, "So how was it?" You know, he went over there to do music and everything, and he's like, "It sucked.
Yeah,
It's always raining. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to get up out of bed, and
it's a
he's
lot of
like-
rain.
Yeah, and he said it was difficult just to go to work, you
Yeah.
know. And then to make
Wow.
ends meet, he was painting houses, and so it's like, when can you paint? It's always
It's
raining.
always raining.
But anyway,
Yeah,
yeah. So okay, so you're there, and Sunny's, obviously that's a contradiction in Portland. So
Mhm.
you got this going, you got it all decked out because your husband's a real man and he works with tools.
Uses his
And
hands.
he uses his hands, and he's making it happen. So then you just started submitting for these little pop-up events.
yeah. I mean, we hosted a couple at our local coffee shop down the street, and like soft launched it with like friends and family supporting us, and then did a couple of farmer market circuits. But then quickly we decided to move back to Yuma, kind of after a few pop-ups under our belt.
And why?
Okay,
Is that?
whoa, wait a minute. How quickly is this?
Probably like 3 months after the truck was done.
Oh,
3
wow.
months. So you just like real short-lived over there, and you're doing okay.
Yeah,
People are buying
Yeah.
the books,
totally.
and then you're saying, "Why come back to Yuma?"
Yeah.
Well, sometimes your parents age, you guys.
Okay.
Don't know if
You
you
get
know
older.
that. Also, like the housing market was wild in Portland at that time.
Yeah.
And we kind of knew we would never get as much money for our house if we sold it in that exact moment.
Mhm.
And it just made a lot of financial and logistical sense to like be closer to my family,
Mhm.
get away from the rain, and also have savings for the first time in my life.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Did he?
All nice
did,
things.
Did Kiki leave his family there?
His family's from Washington, but his sister had actually moved to Phoenix.
Oh.
So
Oh,
it's closer.
good. Yeah,
Totally.
there
It
you
was
go.
a great migration down south again.
Migration.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So you made the decision. You sold your house up there. That's
Yeah.
what you said. Sold the
Sweet.
house. You're down here, and you started to do pop-ups here.
Yes, and we did pop-ups for about a year here. We did all of the city events, you know, the downtown Christmas stuff. We did some local coffee shop, farmer market things.
Yeah.
And we had a solid year of that, just like getting back into the swing of things again. And
How was it
introducing.
received here in Yuma?
It was received so well.
That's
Wow.
People were like rabid for some kind of indie bookstore.
Uh-huh.
There isn't any. There's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a really there was one downtown that was all used books, but there was
Bandana or something?
Yep.
It's still
totally.
open,
It's
right?
still
like
open, isn't
it's
it?
open every now and then.
yeah, once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
But
you
not
know?
consistently enough for us
You
readers.
go in there like that's real. The guy's smoking a cigarette around
Yes.
all these books.
Yes.
like,
It's kind of a legend for that.
Yeah,
He
it's
kind of
like-
just does not
he's
care.
just constantly. I love that place. I would get so
Yeah.
many books
I've
over
been
there.
in there before.
But yeah, every time I'm there, he's just.
Yeah.
I know I'm damaging my books.
It's like, and he's never serious about stuff when I ask him stuff. He's like, yeah, you know, he's kind of a smart. Yeah.
He's like, it's you
Anyway,
again.
Yeah. but yeah, like you said, that was his whole motif, I guess.
Yeah.
That was what he's known for.
So when you moved down here, did you have a house already?
We did buy a house sight unseen.
Whoa.
Would I recommend that? No.
So you didn't have to live in the book truck.
No, we did not have to live in the book truck.
It's tiny. How are they going to live in
You
this?
never
Yeah,
know.
imagine.
People live in
I
vans.
guess, yeah, that's
Totally.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Could have
Van life.
converted the bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So wow, sight unseen.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It
So
was
good for you guys.
You
It was
got
a
in
choice.
And you're doing the pop-ups. It's received well. Is it because the type of books that you have?
I think so. And also reading encourages such a communal kind of vibe and effect. And readers are friendly, nice, wholesome people. So the people who are shopping at the truck were like the people who you would want to hang out with the most.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you said, it's communal. That's why people have book clubs, right? That's the whole thing. You have a book club, you read, and then you discuss what you read about it.
And
so
you have snacks.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should get snacks.
We never have snacks here. I'm always like, I'm hungry.
Yeah. Talon, work on that, all right? Get us some snacks next time.
Yes.
No, okay, so then how does it morph into actual building the bookstore?
I know.
That's huge.
Yeah, about a year after doing pop-ups and the pop-up season being so much shorter than it was in Oregon because of the weather here.
Weather,
You can't really stand outside and peddle books in the 117.
Plus being in a hot truck.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's just not happening. I, again, have always wanted to have a brick and mortar. That's kind of where the genesis of selling books started with. And a spot opened up in the 261 shops downtown on Downtown Main Street. And the price was right. And
cool.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, it was like a scary leap to like show up and suit up and be somewhere every day.
That's true.
But it all worked out. And that was where our first iteration of Sunny's was born.
Oh, is it? You're not there anymore?
We're still there, but we knocked down a wall.
Oh,
we
cool.
expanded.
All right.
Twice as big now.
Your husband is a carpenter.
Yes.
He can do that. He knocked down the wall. So you expanded.
Yeah, we expanded.
So tell me what it was like when you first opened, like your grand opening day.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably one of the best days of my life. I felt like it was the day I got married, kind of. We had a pandemic wedding, so we didn't have a wedding.
Yeah,
okay.
And all of my friends and family made like a really huge effort to be there in person, like to come to Yuma, Arizona and support us. And it was the most fun day. I mean, we had a line out the door. People were so enthusiastic and supportive from the jump, and really made all of the efforts of doing this more possible. Because in addition to this, I have a full-time job.
Whoa, this isn't your full-time job.
No, ma'am.
What else do you do?
What else?
I am the marketing director at a publisher called Bindery Books.
Oh, okay.
So it's all books all the time.
And it's online or something, your job? You work
it's
remotely? Okay.
You live books.
I really do.
She's like, I am a book.
It's a sickness.
So you do marketing for
sickness.
books or authors?
Books.
Wow, okay.
Just books, Johnny.
Yeah, well, I know, I get that, but I'm saying, like, what do you do? Like,
what do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah, so I market a book so it can find its audience from kind of acquisition until publication day, situate it right in the market, hopefully find its readers and work with the authors and kind of our creative counterpoints at the publisher I work at, Bindery, who we call tastemakers. They're like large bookish influencers on getting the book out into the world.
Oh, okay. So you work. Do you work with the influencers?
I do. Yeah, I work really closely with them.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So you find them like, okay, this will be good for they say it's a romance or whatever.
Yeah, totally.
And you're like, okay, this is a good influencer here that would pair nice. And you send them the book, and they kind of.
Yeah. We work on like creative marketing campaigns. We also partner with like our publicists for more traditional trade media and get the word out about the book any way we see fit.
Very cool.
Very neat.
I didn't even know that was a thing because I know with authors, like you got to do it with the authors, and that's how I thought you market a book, but like you're just the book.
Yeah, we work with a lot of debut authors, so they're included in the marketing plan, of course.
They're
but
included, but it's not.
We're not marketing them.
Yeah,
like, people don't know who they are.
Right. Yeah, and then you work for the publisher, not for the author themselves. Very cool.
So wow, so you are super busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the questions, real quick, is like you also have events.
Yes.
What are some upcoming ones?
Oh, that's a great question. Our event calendar is like always morphing every day, but I think our next one is a book bedazzling event, which is very cute. I don't know if you've seen on Instagram those kind of rhinestone decked out book covers that people are kind of having craft nights for, but we're hosting one and you just bring your own book and we'll supply all the materials and you can kick back with your friends and do an art project.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What else?
We have our book club. We have a monthly programming event called Sunny Salon, which is kind of like a book club with no assigned reading. It changes every month what we do. Last month we had a Halloween themed one with like spooky drinks and kind of crafting with ribbon bookmarks. Before we had a spelling bee for adults. We try to like do something fun and weird and like kind of book centric every month. And
do you remember what the winning word was?
That's a great question.
Oh my God, a spelling bee for adults.
I love that. I can't remember the word, but it was like one of the easier ones that the last contestant lost on.
Oh no.
I would do terrible at spelling. bees
Yeah,
for
I'm
the
great
record.
at spelling.
Oh my
I
God.
should have gone.
Stop bragging, Ronnie. All right, that's enough time. This is where
I don't want her to leave. She's
no,
too fun.
no. You are great. So tell everybody where you're located again. If they don't know where the 261 buildings are, which actually that's where I had my first office too.
Cute.
I had like an office there, which doesn't really work because it
Yeah.
was like a retail place,
Totally.
and there's no ceiling.
There's sure aren't.
Yeah, there's no.
Mhm.
It's like the ceiling's way up there, so you could hear everything from
Oh,
everybody else.
no.
And so trying to be there and do business. And
It was
stuff,
not working.
no, it didn't work. But it can work for a bookstore. So tell
Yeah.
everybody where it's at and how they can find out more.
Yeah, Sunny's Bookstore is at 261 South Main Street, right in historic downtown Yuma, next to the Wine Center and the Pint House, right in between those two slots. And you can follow us on social media at Sunny's Book Truck. And
I
then
found
our
you.
website is sunnysbooktruck.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
happy
the
for
interview
you.
and for
Yeah.
what you provide here for the community with the books. And we'll have to go check you out. Maybe we could do like a video checking you out over there or something like.
And
you
we're
know, like
going to start
Instagram.
reading.
Yes, we're going to read. Look, you can look at my Audible. I was just listening to a book the other day.
It's the baby steps. Yeah.
Yeah, but then reading, it's
that
like,
comes next.
as long as Danny Elfman doesn't do any more podcasts, then I'll be good.
He
But
can't.
all right, and with that, we are going to take a break. We'll be back on the other side with Chris Ramirez from Watch Us Move. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
KAWC and Border Radio are supported by the St. Paul's Concert Series, presenting celebrated pianist Dmitry Kirichenko at 5 on Sunday, November 16th at St. Paul's Episcopal Church. A graduate of the Moscow and Odessa conservatories, Dr. Kirichenko has performed throughout Europe and the United States. More at stpaulsyuma.org.
Hi, this is Kevin Cubbins. I'm one of your hosts on Beale Street Caravan. Next time on the program, we'll have the international sounds of Yemen blues. Guy Davis will also be returning with another educational segment on the pioneers and innovators enshrined in the Blues Hall of Fame. That's all coming up next time on Beale Street Caravan.
Thursday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
For KAWC News in Yuma, I'm Victor Calderon. A group of active and retired nurses gathered in Yuma last week to dedicate a local park bench in honor of their fellow nurses who have passed away. The Southern Arizona Nurse Honor Guard worked with the city of Yuma to clean up a bench in Gateway Park. When a nurse is at the end of his or her life, the Honor Guard performs a tribute named after Florence Nightingale, the 19th century British nurse. Megan Kuchel is one of the Honor Guard members.
For nurses in our profession, our duties don't end when we clock out or with retirement. We continue being there for family and friends, providing advice, holding their hand at the bedside, oftentimes till the end of our lives. So to have these services where we honor the lifelong dedication of nurses, as well as relieve them of their duties, is extremely important.
For more on the Southern Arizona Nurse Honor Guard, you can find them online or on their social media pages. For KAWC, I'm Victor Calderon.
Blood services provider Vitalant is hosting blood drives at Yuma locations on an ongoing basis. Daily personal emergencies and ongoing medical needs of thousands of patients require a constant and ready blood supply. Donations of all blood types, especially O, are needed. Locations, dates, and appointments at donors.vitalant.org.
K-pop fans, did you know that 80 new K-pop songs or albums were released in October? If you're tired of your old K-pop playlist, join me this week for the new release show on K-pop for Border for new October K-pop releases from Baby Monster, LE SSERAFIM, and Monsta X. K-pop for Border airs on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on Kofa Radio. Stream the show on KAWC's app or website, or follow K-pop for Border on Facebook or Instagram.
I'm Chris Wheeler, owner of Prison Hill Brewing Company. I support KAWC because I think KAWC brings a service to the community that you don't get on commercial radio. You have news, you have entertainment, you have things like Science Friday. It's a perspective that is not available on a commercial platform, and it's oriented towards the community, for the community, and from within the community. Prison Hill underwrites KAWC and community radio because of what it brings to Yuma. It is the local perspective told by residents and from the view of people in the community. I don't think you get that anywhere else. Supporting KAWC really does bring a service that is not available elsewhere. It's a worthy endeavor, and I think that will just feed back and make Yuma a better place. I'm Chris Wheeler, and I support KAWC.